physically as well. I mean, you're like an Adonis now, dude. You've been hitting the gym the last couple of years.
I'm trying.
We were chatting before we started podcast as well, because as a fan of keeping fit as well, it's been great seeing that, because there is a stereotype, I think, with a lot of gamers. There is still, I can't believe it, in 2020, a stereotype that gamers are sitting in their mum and dad's basement and they're just eating pizza and doing nothing.
Yep.
Not the case anymore.
No.
Like, mental and physical health is a huge thing happening. Like, kind of like there's a real kind of keen or eagerness as well in the gaming community to kind of like make sure everyone kind of keeps and remains healthy, because it is very draining to spend hours in front of a TV screen.
100%.
Particularly if you're a creator, you need to have kind of downtime as well, and people use that to go to the gym and to eat better. What was the catalyst for you? Like, how have you enjoyed this transition now to kind of you're working out regularly and the endorphins? I mean, how does it all feel for you?
I mean, it's great. Like, I would literally never like go back. It's funny because like sometimes when you kind of like talk about diet, sometimes someone will do it with like a particular goal in mind, and then they hit their goal and they kind of fall off again. Like, it's now become like a way of life for me. It's not just like, oh, I go to keep fit. I'm like, I love it. Like, I genuinely like love it now. Like, it's become like a super important thing for me. I go like typically 5 times a week, and it's just like it super important. Like, sets me up. I mean, the Rock is probably like one of the. It's funny. He's not like an inspiration, but he's also like, he always talks about finding like your anchor, and he talks about working out, like, no matter where he is in the world, no matter how busy he is, and I sometimes when I talk about it, I feel like I'm busy, but like that's nothing on what that guy does, right? So
I follow him on Instagram, and you think to yourself, you're doing all these things like jetting around the world, doing press tours, and God knows what, making shows, movies, and suddenly you're like, oh, but he is in the gym every day, just pumping iron.
It's insane. It's
wild.
But I guess that goes to sort of show, because when he talks about like you need to find your anchor, the one thing that is important for you is like that no matter how busy things get, that's what will keep you like centered, right?
Yeah.
But you got kind of talk about like what was the catalyst. It's funny because for me, I tried working out many times sort of before. Like, I'd sign up to gyms, I'd sort of try for a little bit, and like I did the sort of thing where you kind of just go yourself and you're like, oh, I'll go and sit on these random machines and do some stuff, and then you realize that there's no structure to your plan, so it doesn't really go anywhere. So then you don't go again. And weirdly, the catalyst was Pokemon Go. So
okay.
So I would like. I hit this weird time. I was playing for a few weeks, right, and then suddenly I was out walking trying to catch a. I don't even know what it was, right? Because around my area there was nothing but stinking Pidgeys and rubbish Pokemon.
I remember is it Hypno was the one that's a little kind of with the little kind of stopwatch.
That's it.
Around my area everywhere.
Yeah.
It was relentless at first.
I
couldn't stand the buggers.
That's the thing. And everyone's posting on Twitter like, oh, I'm in London, I've got all these Pokemon. I'm like, yeah, I'm here and I've got Pidgeys and Zubats. I'm like, this is like my worst Pokemon experience in the world. But I was out walking doing one of these things, and like one time it literally just clicked in my head. I was like, I always say that I don't have time to work out, yet I found 2 hours to go and walk and catch a stinking Pikachu.
Yeah.
I've clearly got the time.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, right, I clearly realized that me trying to do it myself is not working very well. So I was like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign up to, like, I was like, I did the kind of budget web, like, oh, where's the cheapest gym membership? I was like, no, instead, I'm going to go to a nice gym. It's going to be a slightly more expensive membership, which is like David Lloyd. And I was like, I'm just going to do it purely because if I'm spending more money, I'm not going to want to waste that money. I was like, I'm also going to get a personal trainer, because then by having a personal trainer, I will actually know. When I first signed up, I got 2 free sessions. But then afterwards, I was like, if I have a personal trainer, it's more money I'm putting into it. It will keep me accountable. And then I kind of I stuck to it for a little while. He was obviously like keeping me going. And then I kept on like, obviously I was reading online. I was like, I realized that nutrition is the important thing. Like, it doesn't matter how much you can't out-train a bad diet. Mm-hmm. So I kept on talking to my trainer. I was like, can you get me like a nutrition plan and things like that? And he was like, he's more training focused, less specifically like nutrition. So he put me in touch with someone, and they put me on. Actually, at the time, they were sort of testing this weird sort of tech they were bringing over from the States, which was like this weird like hand thing that you would scan. It would just analyze your entire body and tell you what you were missing. It was a little bit extreme, because then she would try and sort of peddle me all these like super expensive vitamins. I'm like, I don't need all that stuff. But basically, that led me on a path to being super strict, and for like 3 months or 3 or 4 months, I followed like her nutrition plan to the T. Like, even if it didn't necessarily in my head make too much sense, like she was limiting how much like chicken and fish I could eat in a week, and I was like, I thought I need more protein. She's like, just listen to me. I was like, you know what? You're the expert.
Yeah, you tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yeah, so I followed that, and then in about 3 months, I lost about 3.5 stone, which was like insane. Like, because obviously when you first start, like, because I was quite overweight then, but when you first start, it falls off quite easily. And then in the process of doing this, I started to learn a lot more, started to do a lot more, and realized that it was no longer just because I wanted to like lose fat. I was like, I actually really enjoy this. Like, realizing that, because I was saying to you before that a lot of people think if you say, oh, you have to go and get healthy, they think I'll have to go and run on the treadmill for an hour. It's like, no, like I did all my stuff, and I still to this day do all my stuff with weights. I do minimal cardio. I do like cardio to warm up, and that's about it. So like, and then when I realized that, I realized that there's so much more to working out, and it can actually be fun.
Yeah.
It's now become a way of life for me.
Do you think? I mean, it must be great because obviously the hundreds, thousands, millions of people that watch your videos or watch you online. You know, I guess you are an inspiration in that respect as well. That you can inspire other people as well. So you know, because you regularly post and stuff. But, you know, your deadlifts are epic, mate.
Thank
you. You regularly post and do like stories and stuff. You know, IG stories and things. It absolutely. And I was watching, thinking, it's awesome that you're hitting the gym because you're an early bird gym goer.
I'm a morning guy.
8 a.m. Like it's dark outside.
Yeah,
in the summer, dark. You know,
get up at 6, be in the gym by 7. Workout's done by I'm home and my workout's done by 9.
Yeah,
it's done.
But you know, as I mentioned, the endorphins, man. Once they get in, and you have that feel good factor as well, it gives you a much clearer mindset. You can really kind of because mental health is one of these things in general, but in the gaming community as well, which is really important at the moment. Everyone's very kind of pro mental health and how you should kind of keep a clear mindset and such, as I said. But that definitely is a way of doing it. I find like the physical aspect kind of leads to the mental health as well. So
I mean, there's a lot of like scientific studies that sort of show like the benefits of especially like strength-based training, like weightlifting on mental health. So I mean, that's just been like, and I just use it as like a good way to kind of like clear my head, because especially when you work for yourself or when you kind of work in this sort of field, it's like, although I might be like, okay, cool, I'm done for the day, you never really switch off. Like there's always something going off in your head. So like, at least for me in the morning when I'm in the gym, I'm like, my phone's in my pocket at least for the next hour. I'm just going to lift some weights, not even going to think about stuff. And then when I go home, then I can start my day and stuff. So like, it just kind of gives me that sort of peace of mind in the morning just to really kind of get going.
I think it's great, man. It's really good. I hope other people are inspired to do the same kind of thing.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that we're sort of, I want to do a lot more of this year. Like I've been sort of like talking about it for a little while and sort of like kind of in the back of my mind sort of trying to like work out exactly how I want to do it, but I really want to like this year try and make a push to try and sort of combine fitness and gaming. I mean, like on a smaller scale, we have like within our AREKKZ Gaming Discord, we've got loads of different channels for people to chat. Like if you like games and stuff, you can kind of go there and just chat about it. But then we've also got fitness channels on there, which I like initially used as a means to like, some people would join, they'd be like, they might be in streams and just hear us talking about it. They'd be like, I want to lose some weight, but I don't know what to do. And like people have joined there, and then I've kind of broken down just something, because the thing is like a lot of it is it's so daunting to start with. Like I remember when I first started back in like 2016, like I would watch videos online, and even if the information is accurate, like it's this weird thing where when you're not in that position, like if you're an overweight guy and you're watching a video by a guy who's giving you genuine information, but that guy is ripped to shreds, has a six pack, you can't believe that you can get there. Like I was in that situation. I watched someone be like, I can't be there. It's impossible. Like maybe I'll get slightly closer, but like now that I understand the process, I'm like, no, that is 100% possible. It will take a while, and it's to take like a long time, because obviously to kind of get there, some of these people have been training for like 10, 15 years. I'm like, but now I understand the process, and I think a lot of the thing is like it's kind of demystifying it, because a lot of it like is quite simple. Like weight loss is it's caloric deficit, literally that. It's just like eat less than you burn, you will lose weight. It's literally that simple.
Yeah.
But so many videos out there, so many different things are just so like, it just makes everything needlessly complicated. So when we started the Discord channel, it was literally like, okay, cool, you want to lose some weight, let me calculate your macros. Here's how you can do it. Okay, cool, let's go. And we've had a few people like, okay, the Discord fitness community is quite small. We had a few people that have already been in there. They've lost some weight. They've kind of made some progress, and they, or some people will silently watch. They might be like, oh, I'm going to watch it, and they might not post too much. Like we had someone over the Christmas period. They were like, I never really post here. They're like, but I've just been reading everyone's comments as a means to kind of keep myself motivated. And they're like, I just want to let you know that I've lost like 30 pounds this year. And I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah, that's
like,
insane,
and
yeah.
So I mean, so all that kind of stuff. Like I want to sort of this year, like really try and make a proper effort to try and like find ways to just make it easier for like people in the gaming community. And it doesn't have to exclusively be gaming community, but that's my community. That's the people that I speak to, right? And I want to sort of try and make it accessible to them, because show people that A, you can enjoy it, and B, it doesn't mean to say you have to sacrifice all your gaming time. It's not going to suddenly say you can never play World of Warcraft ever again. It might just be like, give me 1 hour and then you can play WoW all day. I still sit at my desk all day. I still sit at my desk for like 12 hours, but that 1 hour in the day sets me up.
Yeah. Time management.
Yeah.
Time management.